and DJ Quads and getting jiggy with it. Respect your parents. Hell.
Burn the local town down.
Welcome everyone to episode 34 of Shootin the Shibby.
Well, that was terrifying.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Bob.
Kill your parents.
That's Brian, and we are going to shoot the Shibby. So, gentlemen, I said it before, but I want to say it again. I officially own a kilt. So
that's amazing,
right? My friend is I'm grooming at my friend's wedding, and pretty much I had two options. I could either rent the kilt for $160, or for an extra $40, I could just keep it. I was like, well, if you're dropping that much money, you might as well keep it. But the only predicament I have at this point, though, is I was told that I cannot wear it traditionally, meaning in the olden days they didn't have underpants.
Well, that takes the fun out of wearing a kilt then. You want your balls to be free.
Exactly. It's so breezy. I see why women like skirts. It's fantastic, although the kilts don't have pockets, so they're not the progressive kilts. They're the traditional ones.
Is it easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl?
Oh, it's easy and breezy. I don't know if it's beautiful. But all I'm saying is if I do wear it traditionally and I'm responsible about it, how would anybody know?
That's a good point.
Right? Are we going to have kilt inspectors?
I mean, is someone literally going to be like, all right, guys, show me your balls, and if I see your balls, you're gone?
I'm doing cartwheels. No, I can actually...
Show me your genitals. Your genitals. What? Show me your genitals.
The genitalia! I can actually kind of imagine the groom just cold face staring at me and just reaching under my kilt and just grabbing, just like stone face, just to like see if it's there. And just like,
why are your hands so cold?
Watch out, it's Spencer, and he's got the Dragon Balls.
I swear I'm a grower, not a shower.
My balls are epic, yes.
I am epic.
Well, enough about my testicles. How was your weekend, gentlemen?
No, please go on about your testicles.
No, I think we're good there. I think we're all right. We got 4 viewers. No. So how was your weekend, boys?
It was good. My girlfriend, of all the episodes she could have listened to, she happened to listen to the episode we were talking about last week in cuffing season.
Yes, how are you going to cuff her? Yeah.
Yes.
And then you heard it. He said it. He said it. He said yes. He said yes. Ha ha ha.
Ange. No, but
Ange, please.
The whole entire just explodes. No! Burn the evidence.
I never said that, I swear. No, but it was one of those things where she was listening because she wanted to hear your reaction to the Tinder bio that she wrote for me.
It was fantastic.
And she heard the part where we were talking about how cuffing season is upon us and how it's basically where people just kind of batten down for the winter, and then in the summer, I apparently said, and I quote, is there for just banging it out. And she's like, oh, so you're going to break up with me before the summer so you can, quote, bang it out.
Yep, just him and his hand going at it. Best summer ever. Vacation's all I ever wanted.
I lost my virginity to who? You don't know her. She was at camp.
It happened when I was at camp, I swear.
Bob, you're in your mid-20s. Why are you still going to camp? Shut up.
Why'd you have to tell everyone? God.
It's adult camp. They do everything except with alcohol.
They have those. They
do have those
adult camps.
You
It's
know,
adult summer camp.
The more I talk, the more I just say this, the more I want to do it.
Oh, I've seen them all the time, and I hate everything about them. I hate it.
Of course you would. Why can't you just have fun?
Because I hate everything.
What is there? You don't want to do the rope swing with your friends and a beer in hand?
Well, see, I want to do that, but it's this whole like idea where they're just like, wow, go with all these people and drinking beer. It's like, I don't shut up.
Sounds like spring break with camp. It sounds amazing.
No, I don't know.
DJ Spence, come on, yeah.
It's like what was the movie?
Not Stepdad.
No.
It's the one with Adam Sandler and friends.
No, not Grown Ups.
Oh, Grown Ups.
Grown Ups sounds like an amazing time.
Well, that's why I imagine adult. I mean,
No,
I don't
the
think...
adult camp is like I don't know. Couples Retreat. You ever see that movie? Vince Vaughn.
I've heard about it, but I've never actually seen it.
Kristen Bell.
I have not.
Babe, who's the guy your dad hates?
Live studio attendee, who, according to a controller, is clearly being chased by the police.
Jason Bateman, he's in it too.
What's wrong with Jason Bateman?
He was in some 80s movie her dad didn't like, and now he's like protesting him forever.
That's just like people that take the characters way too seriously to the point that like they send like death threats, or no, maybe not death threats, but they like send terrible tweets.
Oh, there's story time now.
Are you gonna wear? We're on camera, just so you know.
There we are on camera.
You could brown bag it.
Okay, what's the movie?
Zootopia.
Yes. Okay. So we all go to a family movie trip to see Zootopia,
Right.
and he's in the movie. He's the fox. So my dad's watching the
Now
movie.
I have to ask, what did he say?
Kill yourself.
What does the fox say? Haha, continue.
Anyway,
So my dad's watching the
Aw.
movie, and he's really enjoying it. It's a good movie, whatever. It comes to the credits. So the credits roll down the screen, and he sees, the fox character, Jason Bateman. And it's just like my dad went through the 5 stages of grief in like 30 seconds.
That's not Jason Bateman.
Like, he's looking at the screen, and he's like, huh? And then he goes,
right.
wait
The first
a
one's
minute.
denial,
Yeah.
and then isn't it bartering? Is the next one like? There's no way that's
Yeah.
that's Bateman Jason. That's not.
Yeah, that's
Bateman
exactly
Jason.
it. And then it slowly turns to like anger, and he
Yes.
turns to my mother with just this pure, just like, I can't believe
Your dad Reed.
you let me sit through this movie. Like,
Your dad Reed.
he did. It was amazing. Like, I just saw all the emotions on his face as
So
he
Jason-
realized
Jason
he
Bateman-
liked a movie with Jason Bateman in
Jason Bateman didn't do anything wrong besides just
exist.
Exists
Yeah.
in like a crappy 80s movie.
like he didn't do anything. Like he didn't like snort all the coke and kill a hooker.
it.
Or
No, he just doesn't like him as an actor.
I mean, clearly he does. Clearly
Well-
he does. He likes him as a
He likes him
voice-
as a voice actor.
Yes.
Likes him as a voice actor.
As a voice actor.
I
So
hate
there's-
everything about him,
The
but
end.
his voice is great.
He has a sexy voice for a fox.
He's pretty good.
You know, it's not weird.
He's a pretty good actor. He's all right. I liked him in Arrested Development. It's a very good show.
It is a good show. I just remember the. Oh no, I'm thinking of. Dun dun dun. dun
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Which, fun fact for that aired. I have it in the show notes. I forgot. I think it's 18 years ago today.
Shit.
I think it was 18 years ago today. Curb Your
Is
Enthusiasm.
it really that old? Wow, it's
premiered.
legal. Look at that.
I have lists of things that
Wow.
were their birthdays are today. I Love Lucy. 57 years ago today.
Another one of those shows that
Okay.
promoted mistreating your wife.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was 57 years ago today was I Love Lucy, and UB40's Red Red Wine. His birthday's today.
Oh, the one reggae song that like all people
That
that don't
everyone's
listen
like,
to
"Oh,
reggae.
hey,
Like,
that's
I listen to
reggae."
reggae.
I love reggae. It's two white guys.
UB40 is the Jimmy Buffett of reggae.
Somehow I've wound up playing that song on every single one of my air shifts at my radio station.
I also like that song. I'm not gonna lie. I can't
Mostly
even.
because I need to time everything out to a certain time.
And
And if I need a 2.5-minute song, that's my go-to.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, it's one of those songs. It's just like growing up in New Jersey. I've come to know.
living here in Jersey,
You good?
fighting villains from afar.
There you go. Keep it at that tone. I like the background music. Living in Jersey, you come to know the two names Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen. You may have heard of them. Yeah, I am. I'm not a huge fan of them either, but it's also one of those things where I know all the words to their popular songs. I just
well,
do.
you have to because you're from Jersey.
And if
you
I
know what
go
mean?
to like a bar mitzvah, or if I go to a sweet 16, or if I go to a party and they start playing, "Shot Through the Heart," like I'm not gonna not sing along. I'm not gonna just sit there in the corner like you fucking hate Bon Jovi. stupid
But that's what you do whenever he comes on anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. I have to force myself, right? It's just
Shut in the heart to blame.
I don't know. I can't think about it. It's really not even bad music. You gave love a bad name.
You're pouting in the corner.
Oh, 67 years was I Love Lucy, my bad.
Wow.
Damn. Is she still alive?
Lucille Ball?
Lucille Ball? I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I don't know. If only we had the magic of the Google machine.
The internet.
She had to be in her 30s for that show,
Huzzah!
wasn't she? At least 30s.
I'm pretty sure she's no longer
know.
with us.
Yeah, because if she was at least 30s then, it was 67 years ago when that started. So she has to be in her, like, if she's still alive, like...
She died
She's just been
April
waiting
26th of 1989.
I got
Yeah,
close.
she died a long time ago.
She
I
only
doubt if
died
she's
one
still
year
Born in
before I was...
1911.
Wow. That's a pretty long life, though. She died the year before I was born. Fun facts.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Pretty much.
Spencer's
There's
in the
some
world.
dickhead that's about to be born. I don't want to be around to see it. Because clearly my birth was just a monumental moment for everyone's life.
So I found locations and prices for adult summer camp.
So it's really a thing.
No, it's
a thing.
It used to be like the
There's
thing
one
on
called
Facebook
Camp
that
No
people threw
Counselors.
around.
Whoa, no
Are you ready
counselors.
for the summer?
Are we pushing into the lake?
Whoa!
What a zany weekend.
You know what it reminds me of? That Family Guy bit where like, we're gonna all hang ten and with our friends Hickadoola.
Hickadoola.
What does Hickadoola mean? It's catching the
Hickadoola.
big waves. It's cheering for the home team. It's obeying all the rules.
Hickadoola
No
is
way.
bringing your best dame around for the campfire. Yes. Hickadoola. So it's really just, at that point, it's not really so much day camp. It's just a bunch of adults drinking and going camping.
Basically, because they have ones in Austin, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. They have one camp for singles, age 40 plus.
Ooh. Whose underpants are we hanging on the flagpole?
That's a good question.
Salute your shorts.
Can't use mine. I'm wearing the kilt.
And blah blah blah.
Chicago, Denver, Florida, L.A., Nashville, New York, Seattle, and Toronto.
So, but
What
there's
do you
no
want, Italian Brothers song?
there's no camp counselor.
Miami, Dolly, now I'm Pitbull.
Kodak. So there's no counselors to be like, "Good morning, campers."
I'm pretty sure everyone would beat the shit out of that guy if he was in it. Imagine being the guy when everyone's hungover in their bunks trying to like sleep the morning away, and someone comes up. Good morning, campers. He's getting a right hook to the face.
Good morning, Vietnam. This is a terrible campsite.
I hate it here.
Just Creedence Clearwater. Some folks are born made to wave the flag in the background. So when
Spring break Vietnam.
so I did I used to
God.
I did a trip with People to People, which is like a group trip over to Europe. And so it was like 20 high schoolers and a few counselors that go over. It was a lot of fun, but in the morning, they kind of like woke us up for the bus and stuff. And I don't know if you remember. I think KT Tunstall. I don't know.
Tonsillitis.
But it was the song "Suddenly I See." It is what I want to be. Suddenly I see.
KT Tunstall.
Why the hell it means so much?
The fact
Yes,
that I know this.
No. Well, you're in radio. It's acceptable.
Touche.
Just kidding. If you like things, enjoy them.
No.
Every fucking morning, they played that song. Every morning. To
That
the
was-
point. Well, so they told us they would do wake up music, and so I thought that'd be fun. Like, I mean, yeah, it was, like the first day or two, it was cool. It was like it is a fun, upbeat. Like, you know what? Suddenly, I do see. I'm in Europe.
And then you suddenly saw that you hated that song.
Well, after the 20th time, it was just like,
That's like
can I make a request?
I was convinced for the longest time when Bob and I used to work together that
longest time.
him and our former coworker planned to play The Sign at every event I was at.
I actually don't know what song you're
That
talking
song where
about.
it's like, I saw
Ace of
the
Base.
sign.
I
I opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. I hate
you
that song.
really look like you hate it.
I fucking hate that song.
I could tell by the passion in your
He
voice.
was really getting into it too, wasn't he?
right.
You ever watch the music video for it? It's awful.
I was almost waiting for you
It
to pull
pukes
like,
90s.
I was waiting for you to pull like the whole like touching the earphone like hand out into it. Yes,
Why do people do that?
because this is passion. This is how I show passion on video.
And you
guess.
clearly only need one ear to hear yourself sing. So
Right. You just jam this ear thing. In
Ow, that hurt. I just heard like the crackling of this.
I
Go
think
up,
that's
and I was like, oh.
I think that's how System of a Down did it.
Why do they always send the poor?
that waveform,
I was about to say.
it's literally a square block.
I can see that.
Apologies to anyone using headphones. Actually, not even for just the meme's sake.
Pretty much.
Indeed.
Rip headphone users.
So we also you and I both learned something too. That if, just in case you didn't know, moving sucks.
No, I knew that.
I forgot how much it sucks though. Like I realized why moving companies do exist. Like to just pay somebody and just be like, take my stuff and put it over there.
Do it for me.
Pretty much. I mean, it was just Well, I mean, Brian did 1 load with us, and I did 2 loads of a 20-foot box truck from one place to the other, and it is just so exhausting.
That's
contorting,
like,
contorting a heavy-ass couch with a fold-out bed in it up the stair or through the door and this and that and the other. Apparently, one of the kids we were working with, like his friend, manages a moving company. That's what he does for a living. I do not know how. That is so much wear and tear on the body. I don't know. Must have the best health.
Well, when you're
benefits ever.
swole and not,
I just couldn't do it.
fat lards like
Oh
we are,
no! Even
I'm
if
sure,
it's
like,
even if you are swole.
Cheers.
No, yeah, right to lard. Cheers. Yes. Saturated fats. Clink.
Yes.
No, but even if you are swole, that still is just wear and tear. Like, yeah, you'll look great as you're doing it, as you're rippling.
you're gonna like
biceps.
the way you look. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Gonna put the couch over there. No, but it was.
What do you want the couch right over there?
Exactly. It was just terrible.
No,
12 hours.
no. Corinne and I both agreed that next time we move, we're like, yeah, we're gonna get moving.
How expensive are moving companies, though?
I don't know.
Probably pretty. Going through the effort.
Chat, help us out.
Who's Chad?
Chat.
Chad, help us out.
Chad, who's watching? Because I totally know
Sup,
someone named Chad.
Hey, I also love 311.
I'm also mad. My stepdad gave my boat to my stepbrother.
Happens every time.
I personally have never moved, but I've helped people move before. It's not fun. Like, I can only imagine
It always
going through it and
starts
being
off.
the one who moves.
It always starts off kind of fun, like the excitement of new place, new adventure, new life, and then about
And
like
then you
3
realize
hours
how much
in,
shit you have.
And then
see,
you're like, all right,
so-
let's start the pack moving. Wow, I hate it. Let's
So
stay
it's-
here instead.
Funny you mentioned the whole shit part, because I went from like a 4,000 square foot house to a trailer in the transition area to the house we're moving to now, and it was a little bit of downsizing. Like, we got a storage unit and all, but like it was to the point that I was just opening up boxes full of like my childhood memorabilia that I was like getting teared up over the fact that where the hell am I going to put this? I just started.
Loser.
Fuck you, man. I like my stuff.
No, it's fine.
I kept my Pokemon cards apparently because I found those in the storage unit.
Are any of them Gen 1?
What?
Are any of them first generation cards?
Oh, they're all first generation cards.
I have almost every single one of them. Or
No, I mean
almost
like
every-
like
almost every
OG
single
Pokemon.
first generation, not
Yes.
just first generation Pokemon, but like first
Yeah,
generation.
no,
cards.
the first generation. I have a few second gen cards. That was after there's a guy named Derek in 4th grade that said Pokemon wasn't cool and he was the cool guy. Everyone stopped playing Pokemon, so I had to quit it like cold turkey because I followed trends. Oh, totally. I should have kept playing.
I see. That's the one thing I was. That's the one thing I was like. I wonder why I'm so unpopular during school. But then it was like
Who wants to play
I
Pokemon?
stayed up to watch like Inuyasha on Adult Swim and
Oh,
like
dude! I used to take my ADD medication at night so I could stay up to watch Case Closed.
oh, I love Case Closed.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Fantastic. It was like they took the concept of Scooby Doo but made it interesting. It wasn't just wacky, zany antics and some
Well, it's because
stoner and his dog.
Scooby Doo wasn't supposed to be like an interesting plot. It was just supposed to be
Right, it was a
fun.
fun show. No, it was a fun show, and I
did its job. I love Scooby-Doo.
the Mystery Machine. I want that van. But no, like Case Closed. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Bob.
I
But
don't think I have, no.
it's an anime, but they each episode is its own case, and so like the first half of the episode before the commercial break, you would have all the clues. Like you'll say like what was one of I forget.
So one of them was they went
in-depth.
to a roller like an amusement park, and every time someone
That was one of
and
the
there
first
was a
episodes.
guy who was on the roller coaster, but then he got decapitated, and they were trying
Oh,
to figure
so it's
out
like actual like
oh yeah actual
Oh,
like
this
crimes
stuff is
happening,
sick.
and
Oh.
then so the main character was like a young detective who's like the best in the town
I
or the
am
world or
Conan.
whatever, and he was also really good at kicking soccer balls for whatever reason.
Because-
He was just really good at kicking soccer balls, but that was a side thing.
Let's not forget it's an anime.
It's an anime, so it's
an
just
anime.
whatever. He had some weird quirk like that.
That'll
But something happened. I forgot what happened to him, but he gets transformed back to a kid. So he's like 8 again, and he gets adopted by his girlfriend's dad. So he's with his girlfriend, and she's like his
Adopted
adopted sister slash
yes.
mother, because there's no
Caretaker.
mom in the family, caretaker.
Guardian.
And so
dad-
his girlfriend's dad is now like his adoptive father, but his girlfriend's dad was also a detective, but he was like a shitty detective. So he would solve like the crimes, and he had a sleep dart in his in his watch and a voice modulator, so he could pretend to sound like the guy. So
I am the
so whenever he would
detective.
solve the case, he would like shoot a dart into the guy, and while he's like slouched up into a chair, he would go behind the chair and use like the voice modifier and be
The
like, "I am
slouches were
sound.
great.
I figured out the crime." Blah, blah, blah.
The slouches are great because like he would just happen to slouch into a position where he's like staring down with like one hand sitting in a comfy chair, like looks all badass and realizes he's actually asleep. The first episode I saw, it's all coming back now. The first episode I saw, it was like Conan. So child Conan was playing with his friends, and a cat was like jumped into the window of a place, and then the cat comes out and it's just covered in blood, and they're like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And so the way it plays out was there were two brothers. One brother murdered the other, but the way they tried to play it off, like while the police were there, the other brother was upstairs, and apparently he's really like the one that's actually dead. He's really cranky, and he doesn't like when people like bother him. So he was like sitting there watching TV, and the way he played out the case, he actually pre-recorded a message on the phone to go off. So that way he played it on the answering machine, and it was like the brother saying, "Hey, keep it down there," or something like that. And there was way more to it. But point being, in these like little 12-minute segments, they give you all the clues that you need to solve this mystery. Like you can do everything. A lot of them are really convoluted and difficult to figure out. But it's one of those things where like the second half of the show, it just starts on like it starts not revolving. What's the word I'm looking for? Unfolding. It starts unfolding, and then you're like, oh,
That's pretty interesting.
It was a good show. It was a good
watch.
show. I liked it a lot.
The Beethoven one, the guy that was playing the piano in the fire, the 3-parter.
I think I remember that one. Yeah,
Moonlight
yeah.
Sonata.
Yeah, it was a very long one.
It was a fantastic one. We need more mystery shows like that. 'Cause that one lasted.
Well, there's all like CSI and Criminal Minds and all that kind of
mystery
stuff.
shows that you can solve. Mystery shows that present you the evidence. That was the crazy.
And there's no like weird twist or anything.
Because see, my problem
no
with like Law and Order and CSI, or especially Law and Order SVU, while I still like the show, a lot of the time it's like crime happens. Okay, we're gonna go to the completely like the obvious suspect of who it should be, and then they're like, "Oh, I didn't do it," and they're like, "No, you did." Actually, they didn't do it. It was their significant other or their parents or kid the entire time. It's
That
like,
also kind of sounds like House. We're going to treat you the traditional way. I'm going to come in with my cane and do it differently. You can't do that. Yes,
Actually,
I can.
it's alien disease. Oh, no, it's not. That hasn't been found since 1942. Oh, it says right here in textbook that it's alien disease. Oh, no. House, how'd you...
Doctor
you did
House,
it again.
how'd you do it again?
Oh, I'm going to be sassy and smack you with my cane. Wow.
I mean,
House.
people apparently love that show. I watched 2 episodes.
Oh, it's a good it's a good show.
It's
a good house.
It's a good house. It's the best house.
It's a good house.
It's got
House ever.
3-bed, 4-bath. It's great.
No, it's a good show, but it's just like every episode kind of plays the same.
Well, that's what I watched 3
House
episodes
is a
on the
snarky
airplane.
asshole, and everyone else tries to compare.
Right. I watched 3 episodes on the airplane, and it was all that. It was just the same,
All
same
that in a
thing.
bag of chips.
Indeed. All that.
But I was going to say, for Scooby-Doo, the regular episodes were okay, but Scooby-Doo movies, top tier.
You think so?
I love all of the Scooby-Doo movies. Especially like the Vampire Witches, where they go to like the rock concert. And
wasn't
Yes.
was
There was a ska band in one.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget.
there's one where they go to a haunted island. That's where the song Terror Time comes from.
I'm actually.
But it's
You
terror
keep talking.
time again.
I'm gonna just look up
was a really
Scooby Doo
good one.
ska real quick. Scooby Doo.
Or like Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin. Scooby-Doo.
I feel
Scooby-Doo
like
Gang meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
I feel like at that time you have reached the pinnacle of fame when you get a cameo.
I said that in the podcast.
Yeah.
I said that in the podcast.
it's true.
When you got the
It's so
Scooby-Doo
true.
meets blank, and if you got that, that's what I said. I was like, I want to be famous enough to where I hit the Scooby-Doo and
look at
Gang
that.
meets blank.
Oh my God, there's zombies. Oh yeah, we'll do it this way. We
Actually,
have
you
the
know,
technology.
plugging in audio in the thing.
Look at that! Oh my God, it's a second wave ska band and they're little zombies dancing. If you just look up Scooby Doo ska, it's great.
Well, let me see it.
I mean, you're hearing it.
That's the
That's
best,
phenomenal.
right?
That's
what I'm
actually
saying.
kind of cool.
The Scooby Doo movies were actually really good. Like,
It sounds like it's kind of it might be the Toasters or something.
It
cool.
does have that sound to them.
the Scooby Doo movies were very, very good. I think they were very underrated. Because I know a lot of the time there was just a point in time on Cartoon Network where if you whenever I woke up for school, I would just turn it on just to have it on while I got dressed or whatever.
Right.
And it was either at 6:30 in the morning or at 7 o'clock was when the Scooby Doo movie would start. And I'm always just like, I don't want to watch it, but I got to go to school.
I don't want to go.
Oh, did you hate that, dude? The same
But it
thing happened with
happened
me with
every
Pokemon.
single day. A Scooby Doo movie would start, and I want to watch it.
They used to air the new episode of Pokemon in the morning, but then after the new episode, they put on yesterday's episode, and I would just want to rewatch it or just watch it again. It'd be the same thing. It's like, Mom, do I have to go?
That was like me. I think Hamtaro used to come on before school,
Hamtaro,
and I'd always watch
Little
it. But
Hamster
I would
Big
always miss the
Adventures.
very end of the episode because I had to go to school.
What a stupid fucking show.
It was, but I loved it.
Yo, I never said I didn't either. I'm just saying that was just a dumb fuck. Actually, you want to know what?
It was
So
dumb.
in college, I went through a whole nostalgic phase where I was just kind of rewatching like Pete and Pete, Hey Arnold, Doug, this, that, and the other.
I tried to rewatch Code Lyoko.
No, it was bad. It was hit or miss even back in the day.
Every episode was the same exact thing.
But no, I rewatched the original Pokemon series because I'm like, holy shit, how could I forget this? Because my dad got into a car accident and I missed a phone call because I was watching Pokemon. I had a problem.
Your dad's dying in the car. You're the only person who could save him, and you're just sitting in your room. Pokemon Johto! Do-do-do-do-do-do! Do-do-do-do-do-do!
Oh, no. This was the original Pokemon series.
I know, but I like Johto's theme the best.
The very best. How could you not like the original one the best?
Johto's
There
so
was
much more
an
catchy.
awesome guitar solo.
Johto was so much more catchy.
Please.
Don't get me wrong. The first original Pokemon theme song is iconic.
Gotta
but
catch 'em,
Johto
it's
is
so true.
way more catchy. If there's one that's gonna make me want to just sing, it's
Yeah, but
the
the original
Johto
one's
one.
more epic. It's way more
Johto
epic.
one's so
Oh
much
no,
better.
dude.
Pokemon Johto. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And then
My
it's
little-
like, yeah!
My little Capri Sun fruit roll-up filled ass was just ready to go every time I heard, gotta catch him.
That's a weird place to put Capri Sun.
No, again, I'm not saying
I
the
lived in
original
a
one was
very,
bad. I liked it a
creative-
lot.
Shut up.
It was really the original Pokemon theme is very good. I do like it a lot. I know all the words.
Yet you didn't question me putting fruit whelps in my ass. I'm just gonna put that one out there too. No, we're going back to that. Hold on a second.
So here's the Johto theme, the Johto Journeys theme
The
song.
wrong one. It sounds like some Winnie the Pooh tier shit. Why is it? No, this isn't.
I've heard a song with this exact same melody.
Probably. This is butt rock.
I know, and I love it. Dude, butt rock is the best.
This is prime butt rock.
I know. Butt
Rolling
rock
round at the speed of sound. It's right there.
In
fact-
it's a whole new world to see. It's a whole new world.
You should just start a butt rock cover band.
We still gotta catch 'em all.
The Butts.
You can
Brian and the Butts.
Brian and the
Johto.
Butts.
Pokemon Johto.
Can you please?
All right.
Oh,
anyway.
so good. So
I
good.
think you broke a sweat.
I
I'm
did,
seeing
dude.
a
I'm sweating
glaze.
a little bit. I am sweating a little bit. Oh, dude. It's such a good song.
I can see you working
It's
out at the
prime
gym
butt rock.
and you're like going
at
hardcore
the
into
gym.
it, and I'm
You're
thinking to
going-
myself like, you are clearly listening to like System of a Down or
You got
something.
like the people next to me and they're like, give me the drone, give me your love. Like doesn't like rise again.
Give me food, give me foul, give me that was that
The other guy's just
sound.
like, master. You go to me.
Pokemon Johto.
Oh, fuck. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I don't.
Oh, dude, I love it.
And I was a purist too. I never got into Digimon because there was it was almost
Digimon.
like
I was Team
almost like
Pokemon
a,
all the way.
absolutely,
All the way.
Digimon movie had Real Big Fish and Less Than Jake in it.
Digimon movie was garbage, but had a great soundtrack.
Well, that's because I think we talked about this before. The Digimon movie was 3 movies condensed into one. So they missed all of the plot points because they tried to take 3 movies that were all 2 hours each and shove it into one 2-hour movie. So yeah, the movie was a complete garbage, but it had great music.
It had Impression That I Get.
Had Impression That I Get. It had All My Best Friends Are Metalheads.
Yes, it did.
Which, what a weird song for a
I-
Digimon movie.
Oh yeah. But even the Digimon show I never got into because like I was also a little shit. Like, for the longest time, the only two things that meant anything to me were classic rock and muscle cars. And, like, if you liked anything else, you were stupid.
Here is
Great
the
personality.
Digimon the
It was
movie
terrible.
soundtrack.
I was a dirtbag.
Digirap, MC Peapod, and Paul Gordon.
MC Peapod. That sounds like the guy from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
All Star
MC
by
Peapod.
Smash Mouth.
MC They did. Oh, they did, didn't they?
They're like, Shrek, we see you.
The Rockefeller Skank by Fatboy Slim. Kids in America by Len.
We're the kids in America. That was in the Jimmy Neutron movie.
1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies.
It's been a warm week since you look at me.
I want this album. This is
Impression That I Get, Boss Tones.
Have
All
you
My
ever
Best
been
Friends Are
close to
Metalheads.
tragedy?
Nowhere
Yeah.
Near by Summer Camp. Spill by Show Off. Here We Go Again by Jason Gochin. The
I feel
Digimon
like I do know
theme.
that one.
Change, Change into Power. And Let's Kick It Up.
It's a solid.
I'd buy that album. It's a good album.
I would download that on Spotify because I don't support artists correctly.
But they signed a new bill into law that's going to support them.
Did they? Because like,
Yeah,
I
Trump
really
recently signed a bill into law to.
Yo, go Dumple Trumple. I really wanted to like. I really
heard that one
wanted to not have to boycott Spotify. I was thinking, I was just looking at everything that came out. I was like, all right, Spencer, well, you can't be too much of a hypocrite. You don't shop at Walmart. You only recently started questioning Amazon because there's a $15 minimum wage, but turns out there's more. Listen to the previous episode about that. And then Spotify comes out, yeah, we don't support the artist. I'm like, no, Spotify.
That's what
I've
they
heard
just said?
so much. No, that's no.
For a second, I thought they came out. We don't support the people we have on here, and I'm like, ooh, should that podcast come off?
Don't take anything from the Shootin' Shibby seriously. Everything has an asterisk content or citation needed.
Can we just do an episode where we just tell lies? The entire episode is just a giant Onion article.
Yeah, we could just be a YouTube vlog. That sounds good.
Is it vlog or is it vlog?
I don't.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
For those that don't understand the controversy, BetterHelp is a online therapist sort of website where within 24 hours they contact you. I really am plugging them, but either way, they got into a bit of hot water because in their
terms of service,
they flat out said you should research the person you're talking to. That's not our job. Like that's what they said. So the person that you're talking to at BetterHelp, it's not their liability if they suck or if you choose to I don't know, whatever you may do.
They
So
worded
it's
it
basically
so
the
poorly.
Uber of therapy.
What's up?
The Uber of therapy.
Yeah, except
They
Uber
worded
works.
it. They worded it so poorly, but they were like, "No, we screen everyone to make sure they're like credible." I'm like, "But you still have in your terms of service. I get it to protect yourself, but like,
Oh, it's a 100% like a cover your ass.
come on. It was a cover
you know?
your ass move. Yeah,
No, for sure. In this day and age, it's like everything is lawsuit happy. You
put it
know,
on the ground, it's fine.
like you can't. I don't know. I kind of feel for it. I mean, like a doctor, a surgeon, they used to be respected positions, and now it's just a bunch of lawyers and ambulance chasers ready to fire off a lawsuit. You know, if they just accidentally do one thing. And no, given there should be certain times where they should be sued, but like I don't know, man. The times have changed, so everyone wants to sue over if I sneeze on you or if I called you the wrong gender or if I mean, this is the
Did you see the? It's a perfect example of that. There was a woman who was in a bodega and she was ordering something, and then this
What
like,
actually is a bodega? I'm gonna be that guy. I've heard the
just like
term.
a store,
It's like a small convenience store. I usually associate them with like
New York City.
a city.
New York
See, a
City.
bodega sounds like something like way more hip and cooler. That like
No,
some
it's
rockabilly
bodega.
guy went in.
Hey!
All right,
to get a pack of Lucky
a
Strikes.
convenience store, whatever.
No, he went to the bodega.
All right, went to the bodega. There was a lady
With his
there
1930s
ordering
hot rod,
like
yeah.
cigarettes or something, and she was like leaning up against the counter, and this mother and her
So do you
and her
come here often?
son and daughter walked past her, and I guess the kid's backpack like grazed by her butt, and she called
Sexual harassment.
called the cops saying she was sexually harassed by this 9-year-old.
See, it's people like that that take the legitimacy away from actual people that receive sexual or that have been victims of sexual
The
harassment.
the best part of the entire thing. So everyone's shitting on this woman, like outside the store, like, "Are you kidding me? Like, how are you doing this?" She's like, "I was harassed," and then they go back in. She goes back in, like I think like a week or two later. They watch the footage.
Right.
So there's a giant crowd of people all watching this footage with this lady, and you see this kid's hands are nowhere near her. It's his backpack that touches her, and it's so funny because like they watch the footage again, and one guy's like, "You see, it was the backpack." Oh! It was like that gif.
We need to ban backpacks.
It was like that gif of the like the crowd of like the young boys, and they're all like, "Oh!"
Right,
guy,
right. And the one
back,
just goes like,
and
sideways.
And the one guy comes up, he's like, ah!
Exactly.
It was pretty much like that. The face of this woman just from like, I know I'm right. I have made a grave mistake.
Oh, you get to see the facial expressions.
Oh yeah, you see her go through just the complete face of I have made a terrible mistake.
That's like a nipple-rubbingly satisfying moment. Like, yes, you fucking suck, and I hate you.
Oh, it was
you bitch.
It's so great because there's people just walking down the street who like just found out about the situation while she's outside on the phone with the police, trying to call the police on this kid.
Did she have to?
And people are just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Did she have the I'm gonna talk to the manager haircut? Did she have the bob?
No, she had long.
Not you, Bob, but the Bob.
I want to talk to your manager now.
Bob's sitting on the back of her head.
And Bob's just like, fuck you.
It's just my face. I want to talk to your manager, please. Let me see your manager.
She's like, I need to speak to a manager. She turns around to like be on her phone, like, unbelievable. And Bob's head's on the back of her.
Can't even.
Yeah, bring the manager.
No, it's just actually Bob on her head. You can't even see her face. It's just Bob.
I'm literally sitting on her head.
Yeah, pretty much. You are the head.
Miniature me or like full size me?
Oh, full size. Oh, full size. Absolutely. Absolutely.
This
is
like
what's going on.
Biggest brain tumor. Sitting
Did you just call me a brain tumor?
Bob, you're sitting on someone's head.
You're my favorite brain tumor.
You're attached. Listen. If you're attached to someone's head and you're just sitting there, a part of that.
What if they're just asexually reproducing?
They're not reproducing by budding. That's a fucking tumor sitting on your head.
That's asexual reproduction, Brian.
We don't have that.
Look
as
up
humans.
science.
I know what it is, but we don't have that.
How do you know?
Name one case where humans have reproduced asexually.
The case of Jennifer versus the bud out of her ass. Turned out it was only a bunion.
Oh, so Bob's a bunion now.
I'd rather be a bunion than cancer.
I'd rather have him on my butt than in my
Bob
brain.
the bunion.
Bob the bunion.
Bunion Bob.
Bob the bunion.
I can't fix it, Bob the
bunion. I'm just a sore. Oh.
I haven't sit in years.
I'm just benign.
This is
benign and a half.
Oh.
Here.
Oh. That was a.
We have a running joke at my job, but I can't say the joke because
glad you brought it up.
It would identify where I work, and I don't want to say that, but it's.
And at least you're not self-conscious.
Funny, okay?
Oh, that's right, because Bob works at beep.
Oh, that's right next to brrr.
I tried to like move my mouth as I said that, but I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it turns out the E noise doesn't matter which way you move your mouth, as long as it's open, it'll still sound like E. Try it.
Yeah.
We've devolved into making noise.
It sounds just like an E sound.
No, I didn't.
That's exactly what you did. What are you talking about?
Welcome to Shootin the Shibby. On this week, we make noises.
No, it sounds just like an E, even though how much you move your mouth.
Okay, now you're using your vocal cords. That's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Let me make an E sound without my vocal cords.
Cords?
Cords.
2018, they're vocal folds now. I forgot that. That's the new terminology. I think it sounds kind of odd, also, but hey.
Why has it got to be a fold? Why can't it be a plateau? I don't know.
Or a crease? I don't know. A plateau? A vocal plateau?
This is my vocal plateau.
Now that sounds like a tumor. That sounds like throat cancer. My vocal plateau is just throat cancer.
Blob the plateau.
Oh shit. Sorry, I sneezed.
Gross. I'm offended. I'm calling the police.
This show has officially gone off the rails.
Oh, now it's gone off the rails. Yeah, I've harassed you with my nose. Let me sniff that ass.
The air you've shot out of your mouth has gone into my body. It is sexual harassing my lungs.
The subtle ew.
It's the ew from far away.
I actually did accidentally blow a snot loogie into my ex's mouth one time.
So, never mind.
We were kind of cuddling, and I sneezed, and I thought I could hold it. And so I did.
I think you can hold this.
Well, no, my mouth didn't open. It just all the air pressure went out my nostrils, which resulted in discharge. We'll call it discharge. That sounds great.
Ew. I sneezed to completion.
Turns out that's not why the reason she's my ex.
It's much more sad. No.
So how was everyone else's weekend?
We already talked about
I know.
No, I didn't.
the look Bob just gave me.
I didn't talk about
I
my
know.
Sunday.
Shut your goddamn mouth! I swear to God.
That was what his eyes. That's what his eyes just like vocally whispered to me.
If eyes could speak.
So your Sunday.
I slept a lot because I was tired from moving.
That was an entertaining story.
It was
Great. I'm so glad we did this instead of diving into
And
Spencer's
then,
personal
and then I
love life.
went to Bond Street Bar, as you can tell by the eye on my wrist. That would be the stamp that they give you when they check your ID.
Oh, so Spencer hasn't showered yet.
It's a very it's a very permanent stamp, okay?
It does stay
Hear
on
that,
for
ladies?
quite a long time.
Hasn't showered.
I was gonna say Spencer's a semi-permanent. Like
I got musk. Oh no, it's full permanent.
also, why does
It's not body odor. It's just my natural musk.
Can we just talk about the word semi-permanent for a second?
What the fuck is semi-permanent?
It means like semi-fully automatic.
Fully semi-automatic.
Sometimes it's here forever.
Excuse me.
80% of the time works 100% of the time.
I used to sneak my one friend into car shows because he couldn't afford them. He would, I would get the stamp, and then I would lick my arm and then stamp his wrist with my wrist, and boom, double entry.
We got really sick after every show. I don't know why.
No, that was back in the days where I used to sneak him in the trunk and all. That was good times.
Which friend was this? Do I know?
Yeah, it was Ray.
It's like I knew. I knew it was Ray.
Yeah, of course. Which other friend would it be?
I like Ray.
I do too. Hi, Ray.
He's not listening.
No, he doesn't have Facebook. He changed his name to Hot Beef on Facebook. And he used like all the European, not American letters, like the German O with 2 dots over it. I'm sure there's other languages that have it. Yeah. And then the Spanish E or the French E with the slants on top of it. And apparently the Facebook police caught wind, called him out for it, and he just has never went back. Said, "Fuck you! I'm Hot Beef for life."
I was like when Tinder first started, I tried to make a fake Facebook called Quesarito, where it just was a picture of a Taco Bell quesarito, and I just tried to match with it. Tinder and Facebook wouldn't let me do it.
Dude, I actually had to submit my ID for Facebook. So for the longest time, my Facebook was Spencer, and then I got called out for that. So I was Spen space CERR, and like Facebook was like, "We don't believe you. Submit a photo of your driver's license." And like they wouldn't let me into Facebook, and I did it because I'm weak. No, I wanted to use my Facebook. Weak. Dude, sometimes I just scroll back on pictures and look at my life, and it's fun. I didn't want to lose.
Realize I've done nothing with it.
I've done a few things.
I'm kidding.
I did stuff. Yeah, I went to Europe and I got to listen to KT Tunstall for 3 weeks straight. That's a check that one off the whatever they call the thing that I can't think of, the
bingo card?
Checklist?
The checklist, the bucket
card?
list.
Bucket list.
Bucket list. Yes. The bucket list.
So I found this story the other day.
Oh boy.
Google is removing eggs from the salad emoji to make it, quote, more inclusive for vegans.
What? Who puts eggs in a salad?
Dude, fuck you. Eggs in a salad
Hard-boiled
are
eggs
great.
are good.
Hard-boiled eggs in a salad
Just get rid of the yolk and you're
You
fine.
don't even eat salads. Why are you talking about this?
That is true. I did witness him attempt to eat salad today.
I ate salad today. Fuck you.
You had like
This is the
4
food-
leaves of lettuce.
I had more.
This is the food my food
Okay,
eats,
5.
says every Ron Swanson appreciator, including
You
me.
don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad.
What?
Well, I just...
Simpsons.
Oh,
I'm not, honestly, I just don't care anymore. Like, I kind of...
I'm not picking my battle over an emoji.
I did get a little... I was a little butthurt, maybe. I don't know. When they changed the gun emoji to a squirt pistol,
Mm-hmm.
I don't...
Just give us both.
What?
Give us both.
No, there's no gun emoji.
I want both. On Facebook, they have their own emojis that are basically just like their own versions of.
Yeah, it's a ripoff.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg isn't original.
They still have guns.
Damn you,
No.
Zuckerberg.
In a tweet,
Facebook lets me have guns.
one of the head of
Take that,
Google's expression
libtard.
design team.
Right?
Take that, snowflakes.
Call me a conservative again, will you?
Did I ever say in this podcast that one of my favorite things to do is look up YouTube videos where it's like, conservative genius professor completely wrecks libtard cuck.
Ben Shapiro destroys transgender everything.
It's so great because like the aggressive word of it all is always in all caps.
Well, my favorite is all the ones with like Jordan Peterson, because whether you love or hate the guy, he's just like this soft-spoken Canadian psychologist. And so like the caption is like, Jordan Peterson wrecks why we shouldn't have to abide by multi-genders.
And he's just having a nice conversation with someone.
It's like, I don't believe that we should have to, by law, abide by a gender. By all means, to be respectful, but when it's a law, that's a violation of this.
That's it. He's just having a nice conversation.
Exactly. But it's almost become predatory. Wrong word. Fuck it, I'll roll with it. It's almost become predatorial on the whole thing. It's made things more biased. I tried to use words. It's made things like more biased because I don't see a lot of the people that I see in these videos that are like, the conservative destroys everything. Like they're not even like that hardcore of a conservative. They're just having a conversation.
They're just saying their
and this
point.
one point happens to be more leaning to the right.
Clickbait. It's all clickbait.
It is, but it's further separating things.
Because two people have a civil discussion over whether or not gender exists.
I mean, everything
will not get any clicks.
Bunion Bob destroys vegans by telling them my eggs should be in the salad.
Can we make it?
No, Bunion Bob devours vegans by explaining why eggs should be in salad.
Bob, how do you feel your new name is now just Bunion Bob?
I'm apparently a bunion. I'm a cancer.
But Bunion Bob is a good ring to it.
That's why I stuck with that one.
That one might be a thing.
The alliteration is great.
It is. Yes, English terms.
Could have been like Cancer Kyle.
Well, his name's not Kyle.
Yeah, but we do know someone named Kyle.
We do. Full Slice podcast. Check them out when you're done with us.
I wasn't
Good
talking
guys.
about him, but all right. You know where I'm going to. Boomer.
Oh. I like Bunion Bob. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of sound
it
like.
sounds fun. Like I'm like Bunion Bob. Like I'm going to like a
about to
hoot.
say,
I'm going to hootenanny. Going to hootenanny with Bunion Bob.
I'm about to say it
jokes,
kind
our
of.
listeners have no idea what we're talking about for 400 hours.
My friend died. We played Mario Party and did a bunch of hootenannies.
Wow, we described it last podcast why that was the thing. So shut your mouth.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I like the TLDR. Two people died and we played Mario Party.
Pretty much, we played on the country level or on the southern Texas level, and there's a place
Western
where you can,
land in Mario Party 2.
Western land, yes, Clint Eastwood land, and there was you buy a hootenanny, which means everyone goes to that one spot. It's supposed to be used for strategic reasons. We just partied hard and drank a whole bunch of milk.
We poured like 1,000 coins into having hootenannies.
Pretty much, man.
We had like 17 hootenannies.
That's just how I live my life, one hootenanny at a time.
Because the star was like right in front of us, and I just kept trying to go forward, but everyone kept buying hootenannies.
That was the best. Did we ever tell how I foiled Eric in Mario Party? Was that ever discussed on the podcast?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So, long story short, we had 4 people, 4 controllers. Only 3 were functioning correctly. It was a 2v2 game.
Oh,
so,
this one. Okay.
Yes. So Brian. We're gonna keep the girl's name is gonna be Stephanie because I'm gonna go into what Eric said.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's not actually her name, but her name's Stephanie for now.
For the sake of the story.
For the sake of yes.
Do it for the vine.
Do it for Bunion Bob. So we were playing 2v2, and it was like an ice climber thing where like the two of you try and go up, and you have to brace whenever wind comes through. And so Brian's controller was broken, so he was moving like a sloth. He could barely go at all.
The best part about this minigame is that there's no time limit. It was whoever did it first.
Yep, because they never thought anyone would take their time like this, apparently. So I waited. So Brian, they're still going up, Brian's team, but they're stuck because Brian can barely move.
My
up
controller
at all.
kept wanting to go backwards, so I would hold up and he would either just stay in place or sometimes I would be able to move forward.
So Eric and I were playing, and right before Eric had reached the top, I just forced my guy downward, meaning that it was neutral and Eric couldn't go any higher. And just watching Eric go from like normal to boiling anger, it was fantastic. 'Cause he was like, "Okay, man, you can stop now. You can stop now. You can stop now. You can stop." You know what? Stephanie was fucking dumb and fat, and I hated her. And like this was out of nowhere. Like,
Like, not
Right?
even like, Spencer, you're dumb and fat. It was your
Stephanie,
ex-girlfriend was dumb and fat.
we dated. I'm not even gonna say that part. But point being, like, I think we haven't even. I wasn't even dating Stephanie for like a month and a half at that point.
Barely.
Well, point being, it was just like it's out of nowhere.
It was just uncalled for.
It was
too.
the.
I remember just hearing that. I just turned around, I was like, what? Like, I didn't understand. Like,
oh my!
why her?
Dude.
What did she do?
But hurt Eric is the best kind of Eric. The worst kind, really, but the best kind in doses.
I think it was also because that minigame took what was supposed to be 30 seconds, ended up taking like 10 minutes
Yeah, something like that.
because I couldn't go up.
Slowest
So
player wins the race.
Corinne's still trying to go up, and my guy's like, nope, down, up, down, try to brace. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'll fall down more. And I'm just like, ugh.
And I just kept my guy pinned to the ground. Eric's trying to climb up, and nope, just not letting it happen.
It got to the point where even I was trying to tell Spencer, I'm like, dude, just go up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get
Just
up there.
finish me.
but just watching,
Kill me.
just watching the butthurt rise, just watching the red level of Eric go from nothing to steaming out of his ears.
You remember that show
was
Boiling Point?
Phenomenal,
Yes.
perfect example. Yes,
I was like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like that show Boiling Point where
except that was boiling point easy mode. You had
it was
Eric,
Boiling Point where he started at a 0 and just straight to 100.
pretty much. So I'm like, Eric, why?
Did I ever tell you guys on the podcast the story of I was eating lunch with my coworker and then this lady became super racist out of nowhere?
I don't think so.
Why does that happen?
It was
I can tell stories like that too, but why does that happen?
So I was eating pizza at this new place that one of my coworkers just signed on for like a deal. And I was like, all right, I'll go there and I'll say, hey, a guy from work told me to come here so he can, get the business going. And I went, I'm enjoying my pizza, and then my coworker comes in. He's like, hey, he made fun of me for eating alone. And I was like, fuck you, whatever. I was like, it's better than drinking alone. It was a discussion we had. We were talking about that. We were talking about eating alone versus drinking alone. And there's a driveway to get into this place, but the driveway is only fit for one car. So, like, the in and out is only for one car. So if one's going in, you can't have if one's going out, you can't have someone going in, so you have to wait. So these people were going to the post office that was next to the pizza joint we were at.
right.
And so they parked their car halfway through the drive, like halfway through the exit of the driveway. So if someone's going to leave, they couldn't leave because this car was blocking it. And this lady was going to leave, and like as I see her getting closer and closer, I'm like, she is not going to get out of here. She's going to have to wait for that guy. And she gets out. She gets out of the car, and she's understandably angry. She's like, "Oh, does anyone know the idiot who parked their car here?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's right behind you." And he's like showing his keys. He's like, "Oh, I'm right here," whatever.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, do you think about anyone else in your life? Have you thought about anyone else today, or are you just gonna think about yourself?" And then like he's going to move his car, and she's clapping. She's like, "Oh, finally, you did something else for someone else for once in your life." And I'm kind of on her side. I'm like, "Yeah, he shouldn't have done it. Like, yeah, he's kind of a dick. Whatever."
she's
I'm like,
taking
"You're being a little excessive right now," but I'm like, "Whatever, you're doing you." And the people behind us were like, "Yeah, tell him, girl, woo!" And because she was about to get back into her car, but then she hears them and she walks over to them and she just goes, "I don't know why people like these just need to go back and park shitty at their own fucking country." And that's when I looked at my coworker because it was an older couple and they were Indian, and that's when I just looked at my coworker. I was like, "Oh,
Oh, that's where you, as the white person, you just start sidestepping away, like ooh.
I was just
Even it was actually my little brother. He was
that's where you lose me."
I don't even remember the conversation, but he pulled the "It's okay, I have a black friend" card, and I'm like, "Oh no, Shane! Oh no! Oh!" And he's a great kid, but he just got caught up in a conversation on the internet. But I had one where, for my job, I go from house to house with customers. I ride on customer property, and to do my job, he said the last person had a difficult time doing it. And I said, "All right, sir, I'll do what I can." And I did my job. And I came back, and he asked, like, "Oh, well, did you do it?" And it's like, "Yeah, I got it done. It was no issue." He was like, "Oh, good. Well, the last person here was a real N-word." And I'm like, "Well, oh, he hard-hearted and everything." Company policy is just like, don't pick fights, pretty much. I think that's a pretty universal policy. And to this day, there are moments that I hate the fact that I didn't call people out. Because I I'm a person that, for better or for worse, wears my emotions on my shoulders. So he knew, because there was definitely a brief moment of shock and anger in my eyes, because I'm like, do you think because I'm white you could just do that? I like her. You just, even if I didn't, what the hell? I just...
Yeah, no.
I mean, there's also another time I went to a Volkswagen show. I might have told this one already, but it kind of works with it. Again, other moments where I feel bad for, in my eyes, being a coward, not saying anything. But there was an Audi. There was an Audi, I think, an A4. Point being, like early 2000s Audi. So yes, owned by Volkswagen at this point. Tinted black window, had stickers going down the back, but the top sticker you couldn't quite see because it was matte black, the same color as the window. Well, it was a hawk holding a SWAT sticker. Yeah.
It was a what holding this?
A hawk. So like the old
so like the Germany
World War II. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
Now,
that's
now
extreme.
I will say I've seen the hawks holding the Volkswagen cog, and that I can still see being dicey in the eyes of others. That I think
yeah.
it almost
Especially
kind
if
of
you take a quick glance, it's like, oh, was that a swastika? Like, was that another Nazi
well,
thing? Like,
technically speaking, the hawk, like the Volkswagen logo being held by a hawk, was a Nazi World War II logo for the vehicle. But I mean, there's some people that kind of play into the heritage. I don't know. I have a fold down windshield. I have a helmet, and I have my World War I stick grenade shifter. But like, I
love that thing, by the way.
Thank you.
It is really cool. I do like that.
I love it too. I'm not gonna lie. But no, when I saw this, the best part, the kid that owned, I hope he's listening because this now is down pretty well. The kid that owned that car was missing a leg. He had a prosthetic leg, and like. A, Volkswagen didn't acquire Audi until like 1963, quite a little bit past World War II. And B, I just kind of want to be like, dude, Hitler would have killed you. Hitler would have not put in the time and the effort to make all the prosthetic stuff. He would have just been like, hey, look at that cliff, push. Like, I just,
Sweep
what
the
the?
leg.
Oh, it was just, you know what? I mean, I get it. There's certain things where like not enjoy the history, but like I don't know, it's fast. The history of things are fast. I find the history of Volkswagen fascinating. Not because, trust me, if I can go back in time and undo the Holocaust and get rid of the car company that I love, yeah, I would absolutely trade a car company for millions of people that had to perish under this stupid fucking thing that happened. But it's just like, I get where people, I think it also kind of plays with the Confederate flag in a sense, not comparing the two circumstances as the same, but people just like, it's a sign of heritage for some. It's a sign of like, I don't know, they put a different value in it than others do. So like somebody who sees a vintage Volkswagen logo might think, holy shit, a Nazi, or another person sees it as like, wow, that was what this company once was. Like it's really, I think, the best remembrance of don't forget, remember sort of thing. But when you rock the swastika, especially on an Audi, that one set me off. Mm-hmm. Regardless of where you stand, that one set me. I got pissed. I didn't call him out, and I should have. I know exactly who the kid is too. That's the worst part. I don't get it, man. Like this feeds, all this shit feeds into the modern debacles of politics. We're like, oh, racism doesn't still exist. Well,
About that.
well.
Saw it firsthand last week.
Oh, that was
It was last week. That was last week when I saw that.
Yeah. And I'm
It was so out of nowhere too. Like it's okay, lady. You didn't have to. Like, we were on your side. The guy parked like a dick.
exactly. That's where the
You
part
didn't have to take it to a point
you
of
just did
like,
you had support, and
yeah,
then you
like,
lost.
I was on your side until you then told him to go back to his country. I'm like, ooh, he's probably from this country.
But
Like,
this might actually be his
lives
country. Might actually be his country.
and just because he's looks Indian doesn't. Everything about that lead. I was like, yeah.
Well, if you want to hear kind of like a reverse story, I used to work at a car dealership, and it wasn't this one. So, like, I mean, the swastika as a symbol as a meaning of peace in different cultures and religions.
That's actually it was. I think it was. I don't quote me on this. I think it was Buddhist.
I forget, which is why I'm
I
keeping
think
it.
you're
I
right.
think they used to have it on the foreheads of
I'm keeping
the
it vague.
statues. I'm not sure,
Oh,
but
well,
they used to have it.
I went to
on the
Japan.
yeah.
It might have been Buddhist because I went to Japan and like the shrines, there was a gigantic bell that was lined with. It's not called swastika, of course, but
It's called something else.
It
I
is,
think.
but it was lined with the symbol. But so like a person bought a vehicle from our dealership, and they kind of took not dust. It's kind of like colored sand, and just like drew traditional Indian or excuse me, might not even be Indian. Sorry. But whatever the religion or culture was, they were drawing the symbols on it, and one of the symbols happened to be what was a peace-loving symbol, was now the swastika. And we kind of had to... That was a moment we just kind of pulled this guy's side, because we were like, hey, man, like, I get that that's part of your culture and all, but riding down Route 9 with that on your car might not fly over.
Not going to end well.
Might not be good. Might not be good. Respect what you're doing. Have at it, man. That's great. However, just remember where you are at the same time.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not going to lie, my one friend did bring up a good idea. So you know how, like, the Dukes of Hazzard had the General Lee with, like, the Confederate flag on it, the orange Dodge Charger? He wants to make a General Grant with an American flag on it for the for the team that won.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was hysterical because I could do a General Grant. And he's like, what's that? He's like, it's General Lee, but it's the one that won. I was like, he's not wrong. It's the one that won instead of, the one that lost.
Exactly.
I hate always doing it, but I love that one Family Guy bit where he's like, it was like my old ancestor, Ulysses S. Griffin. And they're chugging the beer. He's like, take that, Robert E. Lee. All right, fine, no more slaves. But you don't have to read books. Deal. I love old Family Guy.
So, boys, unless you guys got anything else.
Yeah, I just had one thing else. Did you guys ever watch G4?
Of course.
Attack of the Show was the best.
I didn't like that one.
I really liked Attack of the Show. They just had a lot of good shows on G4.
What was the one when they played game previews? You know what I'm talking about?
X Factor, maybe? No, it wasn't X Factor. It was X something. I do remember. It was with Morgan Webb and
no, it was
Adam
just.
Sessler?
It was almost no. You're thinking that's isn't that Attack of the
Pereira?
Show?
No.
Oh no, that is
No.
X Factor. Not
it was
X Factor.
It was X something. I
Yes.
forgot what it was called.
That was the gaming show. That was
Yeah,
where they
that was
reviewed
with
stuff
it
and
was
whatnot.
Morgan Webb and I forgot the
Yes.
guy's name. I don't think it was Adam Sessler. It might have been Adam Sessler.
No,
But I remember what I remember
X-Play.
X-Play. That was it.
X-Play,
What I remembered
yes.
what I remembered a lot about it was whenever they would review a game.
That was my favorite show
They
on
would be
G4.
so they would be like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2," because I just would have been playing recently. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 gets a 4. Kingdom Hearts is light out of 5. They would always pause between the 4 out of 5 or whatever the number was, and they
Right.
would pull like a random slot from like the game to put in between. So it was like a meme a sense back then.
It was,
that
yeah.
people would just like make jokes of it because it was just so weird, and they always did it.
G4 was ahead of its time. I mean, it did everything. Everything that you see on YouTube nowadays in terms of video game culture has pretty much been done on G4 to a degree.
And one thing I really liked about G4 was even like in between commercials or shows, they would do viewers like videos sent in. So they would ask a question. Like I remember one of them was it was halfway through the life cycle of like the PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii, and it was like, do you think we should have another video game generation? And they would get people who sent in videos. They would pull them in and like live, and they would have like 3 or 4 people who are just like, yeah, I think we should have a new game generation because it's been X years and blah blah blah. And one guy's like, no, we still need to we haven't tapped into the full potential of like stuff we had now. And it was just cool to get like passionate people to send in like real time videos to questions that they would have, and I don't know, it was just it was really cool for what it was at the time. And it just sucked because it turned into a channel that just played cops 24/7.
They played Cops, Ninja Warrior, and Cheaters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Cheaters.
I love me some
And
Cheaters.
Campus PD too.
I hated all those shows, man.
I mean, I like Cops because Cops is just a good show.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Cops is just a great show.
Oh, it
Live
was so
PD is
great.
better.
Was I think
Which one?
Live PD is so much better than Cops.
I don't think I know that one.
It's literally
What you want to do?
it's literally Cops but live. So they follow the cops during their shift at like 9 p.m.
But this is a television show,
Yeah.
so it's not actually live.
No, it's live. It's, hey, we're going down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama now where Officer so-and-so is reporting to a shooting.
It's pre-recorded.
No. It is live. 100% live.
I mean, the
They
reruns will be
They
pre-recorded.
used tape and recorded it.
No.
They used the old rotary camera.
It's Jack Black and King Kong where he keeps telling them the film, even though King Kong's come to destroy them all. Those are my favorite parts of that crappy movie, was just King Kong is destroying everything, and he's like, keep rolling. But no, one of the I think it was funny because Kevin Pereira at one point was just, I guess, I don't know if he was just fed up with the channel or he knew it was going down.
Right.
It was after an episode of Attack of the Show. He was like, up next, it's, I don't know, probably cops or something. And I was just like, ooh.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
remember those moments.
Ooh. I was like, damn. So I felt a little sass in that one.
Cinematic. Cinematech?
What are you trying to do?
Methamphetamine.
What are you talking about?
The TV show is called Cinema Tech.
Cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All it was it was pretty
It's
much...
the taste you can see.
Oh my god, I fucking hate you. Cinematech. All it was like video game. It was like before YouTube was a thing, and before the internet was popular for putting up the videos of the previews. Like all it was video game previews, or like the demos that they would play at the conventions and whatnot. And then they had Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions, which was after midnight, which is where they had the like Dead or Alive series. Yes, pretty much.
Games with boob physics.
Pretty much.
That was what the game was centered around.
Yes,
they
it was.
made boob physics and then made a fighting game and a volleyball game out of it.
Do they still make games like that? Like
Dead or Alive?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I need to show you Galgun.
Gala who?
Galgun. You thought Dead or Alive was bad. Oh, sir, you've seen nothing yet.
I'm terrified.
Is this like a 2018 game?
This game
very
came out.
surprised with the direction.
The second game came out this year. Fun fact: it has $900 DLC.
What?
$900.
$900 DLC.
Why?
What? Hold on, before you get to
X-ray
that.
vision.
Why does that exist?
Japan. Creepy dudes in Japan.
How many people have bought it?
It was on Game Grumps. That's all I know. They played it for a little bit. I have to show. I don't even want to talk about it on here, but there is. I have to tell you.
Well,
what
you
the
brought it
premise
up,
of the
sir.
game is. You shoot pheromone shots to girls to have them swoon over you to stop them from trying to grope you.
So how do you feel about these rapey games? Because like, do you think like they're okay because it
No.
gives people an outlet to fulfill their sexual desires, or do you think it's perpetuating like
I don't know.
the actions of the game itself?
Well, you're not.
I mean, it kind of comes down to
You're
the
not
same
forcing
thing.
yourself onto anyone. You're stopping them. From
And it's like
forcing
saying,
themselves onto
you know,
you.
I guess it's also the same argument as does GTA make people violent? What do you think, live studio attendee? Do you feel more violent?
We say as she's playing GTA 5 over there.
Well, it's way better than our podcast. I don't blame her.
She's not wrong.
I mean, fun fact: that game came out in 2013.
Damn,
And you want to know something else?
it's aged well.
A month recently this year, it was in that month's top 10 most selling games.
Wow.
It is 5+ years old, and it is still making top 10s of games sold that month.
Because we all want to be just like Rockstar and make old games that keep on selling.
They don't make old games; it's just people just keep buying it.
Yeah.
Make games that keep on buying.
I've technically bought it for myself 3 times. I bought it for myself on 360. I bought it on the PS4, and I bought it on PC.
Fuck you, Rockstar. I still haven't bought it. Ha.
Yeah, I've bought it twice. 360 and now Xbox One.
That's the same.
No, because they added some stuff for the PS4 and Xbox One version,
All right, fine. I'm sure the graphics are way better.
including first-person mode, which terrifies me to no end. Playing GTA first person is.
I can imagine it's kind of like the airplane level of COD,
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
Basically.
the airport level.
Yes, the very controversial one where you can choose to be a terrorist.
Where the game even tells you don't have to play it.
Yup, they knew.
But of course, that made me want to play it all the more.
Oh, obviously.
Of course.
That's just like when Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions came on and said 18 or older, and 13-year-old Spencer was like,
I'm logging on to Disney.com without my parents' permission.
I made a Club Penguin account and my parents don't even know.
That'll show them. I remember. Oh, funny story about Club Penguin. So,
Why?
my sister had a Club Penguin account.
Oh, jeez.
And my dad made his own Club Penguin account just to follow my sister around and throw snowballs at her. She had no idea who it was.
Your dad is the man.
So she would like be on her laptop playing Club Penguin, and she's like, "This guy keeps following me," and I go upstairs and I see my dad.
Oh my god, that's magical.
Oh, it was great. It was so good.
On that note, boys, you guys got anything else? I think that's a great.
Before we end the show,
Okay.
I do want to have one special thank you. We are
Sure.
losing a member of the Shibby Shack.
Yes. Yes, we are.
This
And
is
as we go on,
his final
We'll
show.
remember all the times we had together.
Intern Mac,
And
come on
as
over.
we go,
Get over here.
So-
Come on in there, man.
we'll
Oh, jeez.
always be friends
I actually-
forever.
I walked in the door and I saw a folding chair with cigarettes stuck in the holder. I was like, he's here. But you weren't. But you weren't here.
You put a light up in the sky. It's just a can of dip in a camo. It's instead of yellow background and a camo dip, it's camo and the can.
Matt just looks up. They need me.
Redneck man.
Redneck man.
Gonna smoke some cigarettes and then pass out on your couch. Redneck man.
Redneck man. No, but seriously, sir, you have done so much for us, including you have amazing promotion skills. I think that's the best part. Is you just we want to get to your tier of promotions one day.
Well, I want to get to your tier of being funny as hell and being really good at video games and no one.
Well, you're almost there. We're not that great.
Funny as hell? Yeah, you might get there. Good at video games? Child, please.
Play me Mario
man.
Kart 8.
You might beat Spencer, but you're not gonna beat me.
Yeah, well, dude, it has been
what's
a
up.
lot of fun. Dudes, I should say, all three. It's been a blast hanging out
Bunch
here.
of bros,
Being the
Look at us. We're just a couple of cards.
being the crazy guy crashing in the basement that Brian and Corinne have been housing. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of this and doing
No,
social
Matt,
media
thank
stuff.
you for
and
crashing here. Says
No,
the guy
Bob.
that doesn't
Bob,
live
thank
here.
you. All right.
Bunion Bob.
Bob.
Thank you
and
so much.
It's been
Thank you for being the bunion on my butt.
You missed a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back and listen and get the chance to watch the stream, which is awesome, by the way.
We turned out Bob is not cancer. He's a bunion. That's what we found out today.
Bob Bunion. There you
Bunion
go.
Bob.
It sounds like a name you would give him on like Redneck Radio.
Oh, he was Buckshot Bobby.
Yeah, but it was Buckshot Bobby, so it was just like Bunion
Dude,
Bob.
that's an awesome name.
It's Buckshot Bobby, and he'd come in and
Think of good
sit
names.
against the wall and hang out. Yeah, it was after.
What was I
his-
then?
You were.
Buckshot Bobby.
Or
I
wait,
am-
no, I think you might have just been Big Bobby. You might have just been Big Bobby.
I think
not
I
gonna
was
lie.
Buckshot Brian.
Buckshot Brian.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I think I was Buckshot Brian.
I already saw the look in Bob's eyes about Bunion Bob. I'm already ready to be pulled aside, saying, "Hey, listen, man, we're not
I
calling
can't
you
wait
Bunion
for
Bob."
Bob's all
This
Bob's
was a
all smiles
one-time
and jokes
thing.
now.
Guys,
cameras are gonna go off. Bob's gonna be like, all right, guys, seriously,
great episode. Spencer, can I see you for a second?
No, it's as soon as I hit end
Meeting.
video, Bob's just gonna look at us. All right, guys,
I do all of this shit for you, and the best
No,
you
no, no.
can come
So
up with.
about
I
this
use it-
Bunion Bob.
I know exactly how Bob's gonna do it when he gets angry. All right, guys, seriously, I don't like the Bunion Bob thing. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Okay, if we could just cut it out, not have it again, that'd be great. Thanks.
Gonna make T-shirts.
It's very.
It's gonna be Bob's face on a foot.
Can we? Dude, I'd buy that.
It's Bob's head on all the toes, like that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
God damn it, Matt! Oh. God damn it, Matt! Why do you have to go?
That was
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
idea
see?
we've ever had.
I'm Bunion Bob, see?
Also, he's not wrong.
I would totally wear
that's
a
the
bunion.
thing.
Can we make them for packs? Can we promote our? Can we just promote like who the hell is Bunion Bob and let's be Bob with a foot on it?
And then put the tags on there.
Yes,
yeah.
right in the crotchular area.
Yeah,
Shootin' the Shibby, exactly.
Yeah, shooting the ship.
I want no. The first thing of merch I want to make for the show is booty shorts
And then we could. Oh,
Dude,
that say "Shooting the Shibby" on the. Wait, should we?
with the yellow color scheme
Shibby Shack
too.
on the
Make 'em
back
nice
and shooting the
bright.
Shibby right in the crotch,
Make them nice and
And
bright.
so when people are reading our pants, you can be like, "Do you like what you see?"
so that when people bring
the Shibby
bring
up
a
your
man or a
ass.
lady back to the airplanes, they can throw it off and they're like, "Shooting the Shibby, I love that place. We're gonna have great sex tonight."
I can already see the numerous accounts of sexual harassment against the Shibby Shack podcast.
You guys have been cited in 80 sexual harassment cases. How do you plead? Bunion Bob.
And at that point is when I leave you guys. But no, seriously, thank you guys for letting me be a part and for all the fun and all the shenanigans and late nights and wild times and watching me sit like a vegetable in the corner half the time.
Fast times at Richmond High.
Yes,
Dude,
exactly.
I hope you...
Spicoli.
Wait, Tennessee? Is it
Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. Yes,
He's
sir.
the only 10 we see.
Hey! I think it's the nicest thing you ever said to him.
I've said nicer.
You're all right in my book.
I
That's
appreciate
probably
that.
the nicest thing I said to him.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, for sure.
Well, you did. That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig.
That'll
do.
That'll do, pig. But no, seriously, my friend, thank you so much for everything and the lessons you've taught us throughout. I'm gonna miss you, man. It fucking sucks. He has. Have you ever met someone that
Golly gee, Pa, thanks.
No, have you ever met someone that's more fuck it, I'm going to promote myself and do what I want, not care what anyone else thinks, and I'm going to go somewhere because I know it. Have you ever met someone else that's more like that than this gentleman right here?
That's fair.
Exactly. Those are the
I'm not
lessons
doubting
I learned,
it.
sir.
I
Look at it, it
expect
was
you
just a
guys to
funny
be
way of
down
saying
at
it.
some point for a Shibby Live from Nashville.
We're in the same time zone. This could
Yeah.
work.
No, we're actually an hour behind Nashville. We're just
Oh.
on
I
the
don't
cusp
care.
of it, but
No,
we do it.
now I'm out.
I'm gonna
We'll
be-
do it. We'll do it at 9 there.
I
So it's 8 here.
actually, as I'm saying this, a place pops into mind that is.
Oh, sorry, 7 there, so it's 8.
So there's
Bob, do the outro.
there's an arcade bar that I have good friends that work at. So that would be really cool to do.
Yeah, so they could do the
episode live.
podcast, and I'll play like Tapper in the background.
There you go, you guys. But you guys are always more than welcome.
You could be
down
the
here.
live studio attendee
Anytime.
playing
Oh, yeah,
video
exactly.
games in the background.
Hey, it's like you never left.
Well, boys, what have you learned?
I learned that apparently I'm a cancer to the show. I'm a bunion on the foot of the show.
Butthurt Bob, what are you
I'm
talking
butthurt
about?
Butthurt Bob.
Wow.
This is way ahead of you there.
So that's me. Brian, what did we learn on the show?
I was gonna say Bunion Bob's the best name ever.
But then we heard Butthurt Bob.
No, I kind of like Buckshot Bob. I'm not gonna lie.
That was my name. I was Buckshot Brian.
That doesn't have the same tone. That's too
Shut
many
up.
syllables. That's too
I
many
like
syllables.
I like Bunion Bob.
Well, you could be Bunny and Brian. And we'll get Buckshot Bob. How about that?
That's dumb.
Now I don't like it.
You're just switching it around. He was Bunion Bob.
Yeah, but Buckshot Bob actually sounds awesome. Buckshot Brian is just too many syllables. That's why Bunyan
It's
Brian.
too complicated for you.
No, it just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Bunyan Brian is even more perfect.
Nah.
So Spencer, what did you learn?
I learned that racism still exists. I'm gonna miss Matt.
What a duo. What a way to send them off. Racism exists. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
No, I love this kid. I just
You missed half the podcast.
it has nothing to do with you. Trust me. Except for the part where I'll miss you. That part has to do with you.
Nothing to do with you.
Maybe a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little
Anyway,
bit.
so on that
All right,
note,
Buckshot.
thank you so much for listening to Shootin' the Shibby. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShibbyShackOfficial. Follow us on Twitter at the Shibby_Shack. Check us out on Twitch as well, Shibby_Shack. Next week, we have something very fun and special planned.
It's planned.
It's going to be
It's kablam!
Words are hard.
No, I like that. Special and planned. It's planned.
We have something planned for you. We're actually not going to be doing a podcast next week,
Oh.
but Spencer and I are going to be terrified because we'll be streaming the game Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And I'll be
I
sitting
cannot
behind
wait
them
to
as
not
they try to make every decision. I'm like, are you sure you want to do that?
I can't wait for this. I'm really excited for this
guy.
episode.
Do you want to start this one earlier though? Do you want to start maybe like 6:37? Just
We
because
can
it's,
probably do 7, maybe 7:30, something like that.
So we'll do it the same.
So
time.
normal time.
All right, cool.
Okay, no, so we'll talk about it.
Do you want to do a
on
little
air.
earlier, like 6:30? No, how about the regular time? Okay, that's early.
Well,
Anyway, we'll figure out a time. We'll take care of all that.
Boy.
like us on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitters.
Yeah,
Do we have a Twitter
Instagram.
yet?
Yeah, we do.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm
the Shibby
trying to tweet on there
_Shack.
more often.
Also, check us out on iTunes. Subscribe, like, give us 5 stars.
Also, Satchel, if you're listening, I miss you. I miss him. Satchel, come back. We gonna hold out on me. Bob, continue. He was awesome.
He was
Good
great.
time with him.
We're also on Player.fm, TuneIn Radio, everywhere and anywhere you can find a podcast. Google Music, we're on there as well for all of you Android listeners who don't have eggs in your emoji salads anymore.
What about MySpace? Are we on MySpace?
We are not on MySpace.
Can we be on MySpace?
Can we bring back MySpace?
If you want to, we can.
Let's bring back.
Let's get the
MySpace.
intern
Our
while he still
space.
works for us.
Can we make a website called Our Space and it's all communism themed?
for the Brotherhood? You get him, brother.
And instead of friends, they're comrades.
Thank you, comrade.
Anyway, we can find special thanks to DJ Quads who supplied our music, as well as Bethany at Crafters Quest on Instagram and everywhere else.
See, he doesn't figure out her name.
Making our great logos and
Man, speak.
artwork and everything like that. So, for one final time, for Spencer
Hi.
and Brian,
Hi.
I am
Oh,
Bob,
hi. More than
and you've been listening to Shootin' the Shibby.
For the motherland.
like to. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'd like to. I